It's 5:30 a.m. in Dubai, 8:30 a.m. in Jakarta, and 11:30 a.m. in Sydney. Good morning, world. Welcome to Sinpo International News Report. I'm Arif Rifai, and now let's get to the headline for this hour. Spokesman for the U.S. State Department Matthew Miller asked all parties to refrain from further violence in Bangladesh because many victims' lives have been lost. This was conveyed by him at press conference in Washington, D.C.
U.S. State Department spokesman Matthew Miller urged all parties to refrain from further violence after Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina left the country following nationwide protests following by acts of violence. Matthew called for calm and restraint in Bangladesh. His speech called for U.S. support for the people of Bangladesh, after seeing too many lives lost in recent weeks due to the actions of Bangladesh's students demonstrating for the abolition of the quota system that provides 30% of government jobs for the families of veterans of the 1971 Bangladesh Liberation War. The demonstrations led to the death of 200 of them. The students also demand the resignation of Hasina and justice for those who had been killed. Matthew also added that the U.S. support that any transition of government be carried out according to Bangladeshi law, especially following the instruction of the Army Chief, General Walz, to form the interim government.
Turning to Bangladesh, we have seen the announcement that Prime Minister Hasina resigned from her position and departed Bangladesh. We are monitoring the situation carefully. The United States stands with the people of Bangladesh. We urge all parties to refrain from further violence. Too many lives have been lost over the course of the past several weeks, and we urge calm and restraint in the days ahead. We welcome the announcement of an interim government and urge any transition be conducted in accordance with Bangladesh's laws. Finally, we are deeply saddened about the reports of human rights abuses, casualties, and injuries over the week.
Sinpo International News Report.
After being appointed by Kamala Harris as her companion as Democratic vice presidential candidate for the United States, Tim Walz delivered his first speech in front of his supporters in Philadelphia, United States some time ago. He believes he will continue to support Kamala as the next edition presidential candidate without hearing the many criticism circulating against him.
Governor of the state of Minnesota and also vice presidential candidate Kamala Harris, Tim Walz gave his first speech in front of his supporters in the city of Philadelphia last Tuesday. Walz is optimistic that his appointment as vice presidential candidate will give full electability to Democrat Party, especially Walz, who was a humorist and attitude-cheerful. On the occasion, Walz affirmed that he wants to meet with his political opponent Trump in the election debate for the presidential and vice presidential of the United States in the upcoming edition. This was defined by the governor of Minnesota to expose the United States people the best qualities of the Democrat Party needed. The election of the President and Vice President of the United States will be held in early November. Then Walz is fair waiting for this momentum for the Democrat Party to maintain the government of the United States, especially accompanying Kamala Harris as President of the United States.
J.D. Vance literally wrote the foreword for the architect of the Project 2025 agenda. Like all regular people I grew up with in the heartland, J.D. studied at Yale, had his career funded by Silicon Valley billionaires, and then wrote a bestseller trashing that community. Come on! That's not what middle America is. And I gotta tell you, I can't wait to debate the guy.
Max Oller, Sinpo International News Report.
Hundreds of activists rallied in Kaduna on Tuesday, calling for Russian aid amid soaring inflation rates in Nigeria.
Protesters waving Russian flag chanted and demanded assistance from Moscow. They gathered for the march while police officers were seen patrolling the area. The businessman Muhammad Nafiu Aminu urged Russia to provide food and military support. He noted that the high food inflation and the costly petroleum prices in Nigeria. At least 40 activists were detained, with authorities labeling the demonstration as treasonable. The Russian embassy denied any involvement, stating non-interference in Nigerian affairs. Protests continued despite a 24-hour curfew. Nigeria's inflation rate hit 34.19% in June 2024, according to the World Bank Group, the highest inflation since March 1996, while 87 million of its citizens are estimated to live below the poverty line. The inflation believed have been accelerated by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's decision to remove full subsidies and liberalize the currency to improve the economy shortly.
Ni babban bakin ciki na wai yanzu a Najeriya. Wai yanzu a Najeriya abinda zaka je ka gani.
Rachel, Simpo International News Report.
The Indian Army has been deployed to Pune in Maharashtra after deadly monsoon rains caused widespread flooding and power outage.
Soldiers and fire brigade members using dinghies to navigate flooded streets. The Mula Muta River bursts its banks, submerging low-lying areas and leaving residents without drinking water and power. The local expressed that concern over mixed drains and rainwater. 5 deaths have been reported, with 2 people missing. Officials issued a red alert calling in the army and NDRF to assist an evacuation.
नाइट और संडे सुबह तक संडे जब 4 बजे के बाद जब पानी का लेवल कम होता बारिश कम थी इसलिए वो पानी के लेवल अभी कम होने लगी है.
Rachel, Simpo International News Report.
That's all Sinpo International News Report. This program joining collaboration between Sinpo TV Indonesia and Viry Media Dubai. Menyapa pagi kami back to you. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.